have you ever had a conversation with somebody where they seem to one-up you? Do you know what I'm talking about? Like you're having a conversation and you share something and they're like, well, you know what I did? And you're like, cool, let's talk about you now. All right. Here's the thing. I don't think most people do that because they're a jerk. Some people are jerks. We get that. But I don't think most people do. I think most of the time we think we're connecting, right? They share something about themselves that you have a connection to. Like, I just went to a concert and you just went to a concert last week and you're like, oh, I just did too. But the way we do it, we kind of go, let's stop talking about you and let's start talking about me. Like it just doesn't come across the right way. So I'm going to teach you a quick rule. This will be very helpful, I promise you. But now I'm going to ruin you because you'll consciously think about this in every conversation. You'll be like, oh, I hate that guy. I don't even know his name, but I hate him. Whenever somebody, it's called the rule of two. Whenever somebody says something about themselves, you have to ask at least 2 questions before you talk about yourself. I say at least 2 because sometimes it requires 5 and sometimes 2 is sufficient. So let me give you a scenario. My family, we just bought a boat. Well, if I was just talking to somebody and they said something about getting a boat, well, it'd be natural for me to go, oh, we just got a boat too. But if I stop and let the conversation flow and go, okay, what kind of boat do you have? What do you guys like to do? Where do you like to go? Like there's a natural flow to where then our boat would come up, right? And then there's a connection that takes place, and it doesn't feel like you're hijacking it because the idea is that we're focused on being interested, right? Not interesting. It's about them. Because here's the truth. Influence is all about other people. Think about that. If no one is following you, are you an influencer? No. If no one is following you, you're not a leader. Like, you can't influence people. Without them, you don't exist. And so it has to be about them. It can't be about you. And yet we screw it up so often because we make it all about us. That's just the truth. That's human nature. And so I want you to remember to focus on being interested, not interesting. There's so many ways to apply it. Asking questions, listening, service, right? That rule of 2, there's many other ways to do it, but the principle rings true and it makes a huge difference in your relationships.